Hi guys, so I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about what I mean when I say that I can't date somebody with poor financial habits. If you didn't see the short that I filmed where I mentioned this, it will be linked below. But basically, I made a short stating that I can't date someone with financial habits, and a few people seemed a little bit irritated by what I said, so I just wanted to clarify a couple things. This is my breakfast. I have, it's more like a brunch, but I have 2 poached eggs and some cottage cheese for protein. Okay, well that one could have been cooked a little more. It's a little slimy, but it's okay. So, essentially I said, it was that Kesha audio where it's like, but I just can't date a dude with a, and then people are saying what they can't date a dude with, or be friends with a girl who has this, or whatever. And I said, date a dude with poor financial habits. And that did get some criticism. And a couple people saying that that's not enough of a reason to throw the person out. So I just wanted to clarify and say that I'm not talking about someone who maybe has poor financial habits in the sense that, mom and dad didn't set them up to have good financial habits. They didn't teach them good financial habits. So they're on their own and they're struggling, but they're actively trying to learn and wanting to learn and trying to better themselves and trying to put money in savings and trying to have good financial habits despite not being raised that way. That is not at all who I'm talking about. I am married now, but I would date somebody who's like, hey, I'm not very good with money, but I'm actively trying to learn, and he's learning and growing every day. Like, sure, I would have dated somebody like that. That is not who I'm talking about. Who I am talking about is somebody with poor financial habits because, mom and dad didn't raise him to have good financial habits. And he doesn't seem to have a desire to learn them. So, let's say mom and dad pay all of his bills except, gas for the car and utilities for his apartment. But they pay, rent, phone, car payment, money on his, whatever dining plan thing for college. They pay for all of that and say he has a decent job making like 12 an hour and he doesn't have to spend any of that on anything except the utilities and the gas. So let's say he's making, $700-800 a month that he doesn't have to spend on anything. No bills he's required to spend it on. That's, after the gas and utilities. And he just chooses to blow it on random crap at Goodwill. Like, stuff he doesn't need. He runs out of money before his next paycheck. He runs out of money on dates. He doesn't put any of it in savings. He just squanders it on stuff and doesn't seem to have a problem with that. Meanwhile, he may even go so far as to get on the person he's dating about why they don't have money in savings when they don't even have money in savings. That is the type of person that I'm talking about. Someone with poor financial habits because they're spoiled and they don't have to pay for anything. So they don't know what it's like to have to budget because they've never had to, because mom and dad are rich and they've paid for all of his stuff and he doesn't have to pay for anything. And he just squanders his money on useless things on purpose. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about maybe someone who's barely scraping by and they're really trying and they just can't get a good job lately in this economy and they're trying their best. I'm not referring to that as poor financial habits. I'm talking about deliberate, like you have a good job, you've got it made. Mom and dad are paying all your bills except for one or two things, and you've got all this money coming in that you don't have to spend on anything. And you're choosing, instead of saving like 90% of it, which is what I would do if that were me, you know, you spend all of it on useless stuff that you don't even need. That is what I'm talking about when I'm referring to someone with poor financial habits. I cannot be with someone who squanders our money on stuff we don't need. Now, am I saying that I need to date someone rich? No. That is another thing that some people were hinting at in the comments, that I need to be with someone rich. I do not need to be with someone rich. I don't care if I'm with somebody who's dirt poor. I don't care if I'm with somebody who's rich. That would just be a bonus. I just want to make sure that I'm with somebody who isn't going to squander our money on stuff that we don't even need. That's what I care about. If he's rich, that's just a bonus. If he's not rich, that's fine. This isn't about the amount of money that somebody has. This is about how they spend it and whether or not they're responsible with it. And, you know, whether they're irresponsible on purpose. That is what I'm talking about here. I cannot date somebody who, no matter how much money they have, they deliberately choose to be responsible with it. Sorry, irresponsible. They choose to deliberately be irresponsible with it and don't even seem to see it as a problem. That is what I'm talking about when I mention, you know, poor financial habits. That is what I mean. And nobody should have to date anybody who is like that. So yeah, hopefully that clears everything up. And just let me know if you guys have any other questions about this. I'm happy to answer. But I don't want people to think that I'm crapping on people who money is tight for them and I have no way of knowing what they're going through, because again, that was another comment that I got. I'm not targeting people that I don't even know what they're going through and I couldn't possibly know, and I'm judging them for what they do with their money. No, I'm talking about the people who deliberately spend it and are irresponsible with it. That's what I'm referring to here. So I just wanted to clarify that. And like I said, let me know if you have any other questions. Share your thoughts on this in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.